Hello everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video. So this time I'm playing in the small craft journal and I'm creating a rainbow inspired page. No surprises there, hey? So I'm actually using one of Dina's chipboard figures figures from the pack of men as a mask, and it is going to get completely covered in paint. Sorry about my arm there, but my paints are just in front of where I sit, so unfortunately that ends up being right across the camera. So I've started off with Ruby, then this is Tangelo, and I'm just, as you can see, using a blending tool. I'm changing my sponge each time and adding the paint over the top. So I'm going in again and just adding a bit more just to try and make it a bit more opaque. You can see where my thumb stuck to the figure there and pulled some of the damp paint off as well. So I'm just giving that a quick dry just to try and take some of the moisture away from the paint. So next I'm using lemon, doing the same thing, clean sponge on my blending tool and just masking over the figure. So this is a really quick and easy page. It's not much messing about really, just straight in with the paint and the blending tool. Then this is lime, and again another sponge, clean blending sponge, and just masking over the shape, giving it a quick dry each time so I kept sticking to it. So I'm altering the height of the figures just to create a bit of difference, and some of them you can see I'm joining the paint colour to the top and to the bottom of the page as well. So far, obviously, I've used Ruby, Tangelo, Lemon, Lime, and then I am going to use, I think, turquoise. Not much of it left, as you can see, having to bang it on the glass mat to try and get it to come out. I love using turquoise in the rainbow. I think the turquoise is one of my favourite colours, and I just think it sits really well next to that lime as well. It looks really pretty. Then I use blackberry. Got too much there, popped a bit back in. Again, a clean sponge on my blending tool. So if any of you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I am the proud mum of a non-binary teen, and this has been an interesting journey for us, and because of this I am a huge advocate of just accepting people as they are, whatever that means, accepting people as they are and who they want to be, who they feel they are too. And obviously my non-binary teen also identifies as gay, so you know, life for them isn't going to be easy. It's going to have lots of challenges, and so for us, we see no other way other than to be supportive. It makes me incredibly sad when people aren't supportive, because at the end of the day we all are the same on the inside. We're all just people, and that's kind of what this page was about for me. So now I'm just using a black gel pen, and I am just outlining these figures in a rough, sketchy way, not being too overly concerned about whether I'm sticking to the lines or not, because that's not what this is about. It doesn't matter. And you notice that all that does is then just pulls out those figures, draws attention to those figures. So now the figures come forward and the colours kind of go backwards a little bit. Right, don't freak out, but I'm adding this black wavy line across the centre. This is where my text is going to go. And then I'm using my little tiny fan brush and adding some splatters around the page too. So the figure that I used for masking, I painted black. I'm now adding that onto the page using a little bit of double-sided tape and the Tim Holtz tiny attacher. Let's make sure it's definitely not going to fall out. I often also colour over the staples using a black Posca pen just to help those to disappear as well. And then I'm using my Signo Uniball and just doing a couple of lines at the top and bottom of the little black banner that's going across the centre of the page. This is a text stamp. I think it's quite an old one from Tim Holtz, I think, but I'm not sure. I'm just adding a little bit of stamping on there too, just to bring a little bit more interest into that background. And then, of course, I've got to go in and do my dots. It's got to be done. It wouldn't be my journal page, would it, if it didn't have dots on it? You'd all think I've lost the plot. So I am adding some dots on there too. And then giving it a quick dry so that I don't smudge those dots everywhere and end up with black freckles all up my arm. Often when I've finished journaling, I'll go down and someone will go, like, what's that on your arm? And it'll be an imprint of something that I've been doing on one of my journal pages. So now it's time for my words. So I'm using my Signo Uniball in white and making my letters touch the top and bottom of the banner that I've created and adding my sentiment across the centre of my page. We are all different, and that's beautiful. And then I started writing the word respect, because I think a lot of this is about respect. I wanted to write it all over this figure, but it didn't quite work how I wanted it to, didn't quite look how I wanted it to, so rubbed it away. It's a great thing about acrylic paint and art journaling. If you get there quick enough, it's not permanent. You can get rid of things, particularly if you've got some sort of base on your page, like some clear gesso or white gesso, or it's on top of paint that's already dried. Quite often you can undo something and change it. And then I'm just adding a little bit more depth to one side of those letters. Then I decided I would write the word respect on this figure using pink Posca pen, because why not? And I was much happier with how that felt. And then I'm just using that pink pen and just echoing that colour on there and adding a few more dots to the page. Giving it a quick dry. So this is just helping to tie it all together, because it's that pink word respect on that figure stands out quite a lot. It just kind of pulls it all together. And then I decided I would do some journaling on there too. So this is a semic writing, not meant to be read, but these are some of my thoughts, just adding them onto this page in a couple of places. This kind of writing is fantastic for getting your thoughts down, but not that anyone else can read. And often you don't even know what it says when you go back. And there it is, a really simple page using bright colours, one of Dina's masks, chipboard shapes, to create quite a punchy art journal page. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.